America's economy is humming along, and I think the Democrats are going crazy because of that. We actually have a couple of clips on this, but first, listen to this. We have 1.2 million more jobs than there are unemployed persons in the United States of America. That is just unheard of. We have the lowest unemployment rate in 50 years. U.S. employers added 263,000 jobs this past quarter, and then the unemployment rate fell to a near half-century low of 3.6% in April. We have a clip from CNN. We're going to be fair and balanced here. Here's CNN. Let's hear what they're talking about the economy.
Another big jobs report. The U.S. economy adding 263,000 jobs in April. The unemployment rate sinking to a 49-year low.
Wow. Lowest since 1969. Christine Romans with
She's
us
not
more.
happy, right? She's not happy at all.
Strong
CNN.
number.
Yep.
Strong top-line number. Anything that gives you pause in this entire report?
It is a strong report, and it shows that companies are hiring, aggressively hiring. When I look at the trend here, you can see we had a very strong January. February, we were worried about the government shutdown and what that might have meant, but everything bouncing back here. When you
So there we go. CNN's not happy about it. They're talking about it, which of course, at least they're reporting it, because before they wouldn't report anything. But finally, you hear them talking about news that's good news. What do you guys think about this? You've seen the articles in the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, New York Times. The economy is doing great.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah. Well, when you cut taxes, eliminate regulations, renegotiate trade deals, and basically do everything you promised on a campaign, things like this happen. I mean, Trump's actually doing what he said he was going to do. He's backing up his promise to improve the economy, and it's showing.
It's extraordinary. Ryan, what do you think about this? Are you feeling it? Are you feeling the better economy yourself?
I'm enjoying it a little bit.
Yeah, because you just got a new job. We're not going to say what it is.
Jobs are out there,
Yeah, jobs are jobs. But though, in certain industries, though, you're going to be having some issues with skill gaps with especially the high tech industries.
Yes.
Because there's not enough skilled people in the workforce that can actually fill those jobs. So as we see down the road in maybe 5 to 10 years, you're going to have a couple 100,000 to almost a couple million.
Is that why we have 1.2 million more jobs than unemployed persons? Because those people can't come into the workforce to fill those jobs?
I don't know what those new jobs are added, but I would assume that some of them are a mix of high tech labor and low skill jobs that maybe people don't want to do or fill.
Yeah, and another point here is there's an article, a strong economy actually lessens income inequality as the poorest Americans benefit most from a strong economy. This is the Daily Signal. It talks about how the poorest Americans benefit most from a strong economy, which is, of course, true, right? So income inequality is actually improving. That is to say, it's not as sharp because people are getting jobs and they're getting better jobs and they're moving up the totem pole, of course. What do you think about that, Andrew?
Yeah, I think that's like a fascinating point. Like, I think there's a lot to unpack in that, because I was doing, I looked into that article, and I also read from, I think it was the Economic Policy Institute. And they did an article and had some data in there saying that over the last 2 years, they examined wage growth, and the highest wage growth was in people that just had a high school education or lower, at 2.6% wage growth over a 2-year period versus people who had a college degree at 0.9% wage growth.
Wow.
So I think, that's fascinating. I mean, that's good because it's saying that the wages are increasing. But I think it also speaks to whether or not this whole debate on you need a college education in America.
That's a great point.
I feel like that kind of there's this myth perpetuated, and it's showing based on stats like that you have to go to college to get a job. Where there's all these jobs and wages are increasing in people for people that didn't go to college or need to go to college.
And to that myth, we've been seeing that go over decades. You could say maybe 50s or 60s, a high school degree, you'd be set. Then you get into the 70s to 90s, you need an undergrad. And then now it's almost like you need to get a master's degree to get even your foot in the door in a high GPA. But once you're in there, maybe 2 or 3 years of work experience, no one cares about where you went to school. No one cares about your degree. They just want to know if you're professional and can actually do a job.
Exactly.
Which should be the case in the front of the gate anyways.
And suffice to say, the Democrats are extremely upset that the economy is doing well, which is really strange to put yourself on the side of policy to say, I'm really not happy that the economy is doing well, so I'm going to complain about everything else. I'm going to blame the president for this or for that. Well, we actually have a clip from John F. Kennedy, and it's about his tax cut that he was talking about in 1962. Let's hear it.
The worst deficit comes from a recession. And if we can take the proper action in the proper time, this can be the most important step we could take to prevent another recession. That is the right kind of a tax cut, both for your family budget and the national budget, resulting from a permanent basic reform and reduction in our rate structure.
So there you have it. John F. Kennedy, a Democrat, one of the most famous Democrats of the 20th century, certainly one of the most famous Democrats in American history, as a president, that is. He wanted to cut taxes and specifically talked about the benefits of cutting taxes, how a rising tide lifts all boats. Thoughts from millennials?
Yeah, I mean, it goes to show you the difference in the two parties and how the parties progress. You got, the Kennedy Democrats saying that tax cuts could work, and then you got Democrats today where we're in an economy where there's abundant opportunity everywhere. But it's not enough. You hear him talking all the time. It's not enough. I think it was the candidate Amy Klobuchar on CNN recently said, it's not. Yes, the economy is doing well, but there's still people that can't afford healthcare. Blah 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 blah. And it's like, well, yeah, there's always going to be people in society that are the poorest of the poor, no matter what. But
the question is,
point to them
is there upward mobility?
Right.
That's the question.
There's opportunity that they can take, and their philosophy is that it's government's job to give it to them rather than for them as an individual to take it.
Absolutely.
Personal responsibility to achieve the American dream. You just have to have the opportunity there. Yeah.
Which is a perfect segue, because now the Democrats in Washington and world governments want to increase the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Now, of course, Maryland and other states have already done this, and they're going to, of course, put the $15 minimum wage in over a period of years.
It out.
Yeah, but here's an idea where the Democrats want to do that, and meanwhile, we're solving this problem with a growing economy. What do you guys think about setting minimum wages? Is that the job of government to constantly
it's kind of like
micromanage?
just what I was kind of hitting on. It's we've got an economy that's booming. There's abundant opportunity. This is, I think, raising the minimum wage. They point to the lowest of the low and say, well, they're getting left behind, and the only way to solve that is government mandating a raise in wages. And I think it's just government bloating itself and holding on to people that, now these people that you're raising their wages, they need you, right?
Yes, they
do.
do.
You're needed by the people.
And you're going to vote for them. And what about automation? Right. Of course, you go to McDonald's, they have a kiosk there, and now you're getting rid of these people that normally say, hi, welcome to McDonald's. Instead, they're going to say, hey, there's a kiosk over there, go there and order your food, because all those people that were at the front desk, they're gone. I mean, that's what
government's trying to supplant innovation, but innovation's going to win out.
Always,
and it's going to be at the detriment of the people
of the entry level workers who don't have any skills and need some sort of skill set.
Technology will always disrupt.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, that's a great. Normally, I would do squirrel for that, but we'll hold off. We'll hold off. There's more squirrel to come. Hey everybody, this is Mark Fisher with Mark and the Millennials. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.